Ladies and gentlemen, friends of freedom, thank you for being here tonight. It's an honor to stand before you not as some ivory tower expert, but as a fellow American who's watched our democracy teeter on the edge of a cliff. We've all felt that knot in our stomach these past months, the whispers of rigged, the endless headlines about maps redrawn in smoke-filled rooms, the brazen threats from the highest office. Tonight, we're not just talking about politics. We're exposing a blueprint, a calculated, chilling plot to hijack the soul of our elections ahead of the 2026 midterms and beyond. Imagine your voice, your vote, silenced not by bullets, but by ballots twisted into pretzels. That's not hyperbole, that's the reality unfolding right now. And if we don't shine a floodlight on it, we'll wake up in a country where one person, one vote is just a quaint museum exhibit. So let's dive in. Buckle up, this isn't comfortable, but it's crucial. What if I told you the system isn't broken, it's been weaponized? You know, I've spent years tracking election integrity from the trenches in Georgia to the halls of Congress, and let me tell you, what we're witnessing isn't just unprecedented. It's a full frontal assault on the independence of fair elections. It's like watching a magician pull rabbits out of hats, except the hats are stuffed with our rights, and the rabbits are rabid partisans foaming at the mouth to devour democracy. Let's start with the elephant, or should I say, the elephant in the gerrymandering room. Republicans aren't even bothering with subtlety anymore. They're blatantly rigging maps in every state they can claw their hands on before 2026. It kicked off in Texas, that Lone Star state, now more like a lone scheme state. Then it slithered to Missouri. Indiana's barreling forward. Florida's licking its chops to follow suit because nothing says sunshine like suppressing votes under DeSantis' shadow. Kansas and Ohio? They're next on the chopping block, with whispers of more to come. And here's the kicker. They're shouting it from the rooftops. No shadowy backroom deals. It's all out in the open, like a bully bragging about stealing lunch money. Why? Because deep down, they know their governance is a toxic brew, unpopular, unhinged, and utterly out of touch with the majority of Americans who crave progress, not regression. Policies that gut healthcare, torch the environment, and widen the wealth chasm, yeah, those don't poll well. So instead of facing the music of accountability at the ballot box, they're rewriting the sheet music altogether. It's cowardice dressed as strategy, and it's eroding the very foundation of our republic. But wait, is this just the usual dirty tricks or something darker? Picture this. Trump invoking the Insurrection Act, declaring a national emergency, and poof, no elections at all. Sounds like dystopian fiction? Think again. The New York Times dropped a bombshell last week. Leaked documents revealing a cabal of insiders embedded in powerful federal agencies plotting to fabricate evidence of election threats to justify suspending the vote. National security at risk? Please. It's a smokescreen for stealing power, plain and simple. These aren't rogue amateurs. They're professionals in the art of subversion. Folks like Stephen Miller, the so-called shadow president, drooling over the Insurrection Act like it's a get-out-of-jail-free card. Trump's own words echo this madness. Open threats, unfiltered rants. Will they pull the trigger? We don't know yet. But the mere fact it's on the table tells you everything. This isn't putting a thumb on the scale, it's supergluing the whole damn hand. From classic gerrymandering to federal power grabs, it's an array of threats designed to make democracy optional for the elite and obligatory for the rest of us to suffer. Ask yourself, in a nation born from revolution against tyranny, how did we let it come to this? It's not just politics, it's a betrayal of the American experiment. And if we laugh it off as standard stuff, we're handing them the victory on a silver platter. So how do we make sense of this chaos? Let's map it out literally. I'll lay out the key fronts: the state-level map-rigging spree, the federal data heist, and the insidious infiltration of local boards. Think of it as a three-pronged fork aimed straight at the heart of voter will. First prong, gerrymandering on steroids. It's rampant in red states, but Democrats are firing back, and thank God for it. California's response? A masterclass in forceful fairness, redrawing lines with the precision of a surgeon excising cancer. Virginia just announced their redraw. Illinois is circling. With Governor J.B. Pritzker, shout out to him, grasping the urgency like a lifeline, he gets it. If they poison the well, we don't sit politely. We dam the river. But here's the doomsday wildcard, the Supreme Court. Just 2 weeks ago, they reheard Louisiana versus Kala, a case that could gut Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, the bulwark against racially discriminatory maps. Court watchers, those unsung heroes poring over robes and rulings, predict the far-right justices will swing the axe. If it falls, Republicans could carve out 19 additional safe seats. My organization, Fair Fight, teamed up with Black Voters Matter Fund for a bombshell report. We dissected states like Alabama, Louisiana, and beyond, exposing how this would entrench minority rule for a minority party. It's absurd gerrymanders, so grotesque they look like Rorschach tests for racists. Nate Cohn at the NYT crunched similar numbers, pegging it at a dozen seats, flipping D to R. Why the discrepancy? We dug deeper into more states. Either way, the math is merciless. Democrats would need a 5-point popular vote tsunami like 2008 or 2010 to reclaim the House. That's not democracy. That's a rigged casino where the House always wins, and we're the suckers at the slots. Second prong, the voter rolls raid. Trump's executive order, born from that bizarre Elon Musk Doge fever dream, even after Elon's government exit, demands states hand over their voter data to the DOJ. They've hit 30 states with requests, suing 8 more. What's the play? Picture federal operatives like Heather Hoyt from the far-right Election Integrity Network now burrowed into agencies like ticks on a dog, sifting through sacred data to spin yarns of fraud. In Georgia, our battleground beacon, Fulton County's the prime target. Largest, most Democratic, blackest county in the state, with a Senate showdown looming where Republicans eye Jon Ossoff like a piñata. They're installing deniers on the board, folks with rap sheets of false claims and voter harassment. One's already seated her term up for grabs after she helped ram through last-minute rules in 2024 to tilt toward Trump, delaying certifications, blocking counts, pure obstruction porn. These nominees? One's bragging about aiding DOJ probes into 2020 ballots. It's a symphony of sabotage. Local hacks feeding federal fabrications to prove 2020 was stolen, paving the way for 2026 chaos. And Trump's still obsessed ranting about 2020 like a broken record on meth. Let me channel him for a second. Adopt exaggerated Trump voice, audience chuckle cue. What's worse, NBA players cheating at cards or Democrats stealing elections? The 2020 rig was huge. Folks crooked, Biden, deep state, DOJ, get gusto. No mail-ins, yes voter ID, California's prop vote, totally dishonest millions shipped in. Get smart, Republicans. Projection? Thyroid levels of it. Dozens of courts, audits, even his own officials debunked the big lie. But now, with executive muscle, they're not just lying, they're legislating the lunacy. California prop vote, overwhelmingly set to pass for fair redistricting. So Trump's dispatching monitors to NJ and CA. It's Project 2025 Inches Action, Pam Bondi, gutting DOJ's voting section, firing pros, dropping cases, suing for machine access. The DOJ is no longer justice, it's a partisan propagandist peddling conspiracies like cheap fentanyl. Third prong, Dominion's dark twist. Remember 2020's Hugo Chavez ghost-rigging fever dreams? Fox paid $787 million for that libel. Now, Dominion sold to a Republican operative, rebranded Liberty, vote half the nation's machines under partisan thumbs. Details fuzzy? Sure, but the name change screams signal. We're watching like hawks, no more baseless paranoia, but zero tolerance for Fox in henhouse risks. This web gerrymanders, data grabs, infiltrations isn't random. It's a master plan to preemptively discredit, obstruct, and overturn. Trump's preemptive strikes on mail-ins, immigrants, California votes, classic poison the well tactics from a man who already cooed once. If Dems snag the House, rigged. County deniers, stop the steal zombies, refuse certification, chaos ensues, no trust, no transition, no nation. We've seen echoes in Coffee County, Georgia, squashed then but scaled up now. It's the gray area of doom. Safeguards exist, but vigilance is our only shield. Friends, this isn't partisan sniping, it's a clarion call. Democracy dies in darkness, but it thrives in our defiance. The human cost, fear, violence, and the chilling machine. But let's zoom in not on maps or memos, but on people. The real victims in this farce, black and brown communities, the backbone of our diverse democracy, bear the brunt. ICE raids, unleashed like biblical plagues, civil rights shredded, families terrorized, fear as the new normal, National Guard rapid response teams ready by April 2026, a 50-state intimidation squad, soft launch now with monitors lurking at polls. Demographically, it's no coincidence. These tactics target those most likely to vote blue, creating a chilling fog where ballots feel like booby traps. Take South Carolina. A judge, brave soul, blocks the state from shipping voter data to the feds. Weeks later, her house torched, family fleeing flames, all after a Twitter tirade from some election hack. Was it Hari Dillon? Details blur, but the pattern screams. Marching orders from on high, illegal, immoral, and dissenters get targets on their backs. Violence isn't collateral, it's calculated. It's the brown shirts too, minus the uniforms, plus plausible deniability. Let me get personal for a beat. Back in Georgia, during 2020's siege, I stood shoulder to shoulder with poll workers, everyday heroes, moms, and retirees facing death threats for counting votes. One, a black grandmother from Fulton, whispered to me, "They want us scared, so we'll stay home." She voted anyway. That's America. Resilient, raw, unbreakable. But how long can we sustain this? If certification crumbles, if results mean nothing, we're not a nation, we're a fractured fiefdom, where might makes right and truth is optional. Trump's regime mandating all state data to feds? It's the final twist. Harvest the harvest, manipulate the narrative, then uncover the fraud they planted. Look what DOJ found. The deep state hid it. Cue another executive order, perhaps the mail vote ban he parroted from Putin 3 days post-call. Embarrassing? Try humiliating a president as dictator's echo chamber, DHS and DOJ, key cogs in the confusion machine, muddying waters via propaganda pipelines, opposite of truth. That's our litmus test now. If it drips from Trump or DOJ lips, flip it for facts. This isn't sustainable. A nation without faith in its votes? It's the slow poison of authoritarianism, Venezuela light, Hungary on steroids. We've fought wars for less. So why are we sleepwalking into it? But here's the spark in the storm. We're not powerless. We've beaten this before. 2020's resilience, Georgia's triumphs, and we'll do it again. Elected officials, take note. Honor your oaths. Protect every vote, every voice. Secretaries like Raffensperger in Georgia squashed Coffee County's antics. Governors in blue states are redrawing lines. It's gray, yes, but gray is where heroes shine. My plea? Vigilance isn't passive, it's proactive. Support.orgs like Fair Fight, Donate, Volunteer, Amplify, demand transparency, audit the auditors, sue the schemers. To Democrats, fight fire with firewalls, redistrict aggressively, safeguard data. To Republicans of conscience, reclaim your party from the cult. Democracy transcends tribes. To all, register, mobilize, litigate. Turn outrage to organization. Remember, the judges, the workers, the families in the crosshairs, they're us. Their fight is ours. In 2026, 2028, we'll flood the polls, overwhelm the rigs, and reclaim our republic. Not because it's easy, but because it's essential. As Lincoln said, "A house divided cannot stand, but united, it roars." Thank you. Let's talk, let's act, let's win this. Questions?